What age? Well, that's a crazy question because I heard you talking. I was about to say, what age?
Yo,
feel me what I'm about to say.
I'm going with you.
Did the music start coming into your life? And the embryo.
Yeah, real talk.
And
See, about 4 or 5 years old, I could play a whole drum set on my uncle.
Damn.
He put me on his lap.
Yes.
When that come, he couldn't wait for me to get out of my mother.
Yes.
And on his laps, I got pictures. McKinley Head Start 4 years old. I'm playing the congas and bongos. I used to have baby Jaye bongos and I played that on the porch.
Already.
My homeboys and brothers in the neighborhood, you know, I used to beat on the wood. When you say the wood tape, we had the wood post. You know, we just shoot marbles in the alleyway, man.
Huh.
You see what I'm saying?
They don't know nothing about shooting marbles.
Beat on the wood, and just since I was little, I had a Charlie Brown lick piano. When you look at Charlie Brown, he's sitting on the ground.
Yes.
I had that and lit baby bongos. So my whole life been this music.
Already.
Thing on
When did you start writing?
I started writing officially 1983, 4th grade, 9 years old.
Okay.
That part, I could freestyle about 82.
Yes.
But I had to learn. I had a poetry teacher that taught me how I am. My mother wrote poetry, aunts, uncles. My whole family was musically inclined and divine. Yes. My grandmother was the president of Sweet Home Baptist Church on Buchanan Street. I sung in the choir. I was in the opera before I was 10 years old, the opera corner.
Damn, already.
I was learning as hip-hop was evolving, I was evolving with it.
Yeah, yeah.
When I heard...
Who was you listening to back then?
Look, when I heard Rest in Peace and we in Texas.
Yeah.
Wicked Cricket and Nucleus and Jam On It.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Around 82, 83, Run DMC evolved with that first self-titled album.
Yep.
And Rock Box used to be my favorite hip-hop song in the world.
Yeah.
Run and Deep, you know what I mean? But... I had a song, you know, I'm this type of guy. To hear New Orleans, you're going to hear that commercial record that come on. And, you know, I remember you since 89, 9 when we first come out here. You always, with love to me, took care of me. But you're going to hear it to get your attention. They're in New Orleans and they breaking records. You hear that, you know, if not the Radio House Party, wherever you get it from. Rockbox was the singer. The first rap, I want to say, other than the Sugar Hill Gang, perhaps that video on MTV for sure.
Yes.
I remember them times. But they had a song on that album called Wake Up. And as I'm learning poetry, I had to craft my poetry. Rest in peace, my auntie George Johnson. You know, used to write me a lot of poetry. My uncle James Johnson Jr., my granddaddy, you know, everything. My granddaddy was a blues man that played piano, man.
Yes.
World War II veteran. He had an old school partner named Harmonica Mold. My grandma used to fry fish on the weekend, play cards, and they getting down the house long for my time.
Already.
So I grew into granddad, and really from 74, 84, 85, he passed away. But before I forget, what I'm saying, man, trying not to lose my thought.
About the music when you start loving it, when you start writing it.
Right. So around this time, Ron, my poetry teacher teaching us haiku poems, which is three lines.
Yeah.
Real short. So my auntie and I got all this uncle and I'm learning my penmanship. They had a poetry book going around to all the elementary schools in our section that was going to our state's capital. And what I did was listen to that run. My very first rap tape in the world was the Run DMC tape, 1983. My mama for my birthday take me to the record store. What you want? I want this Run DMC tape, mama. $10, whatever it was.
Yep.
Boys record store, Paul. Take me to Boys, get that tape. And I love sucker MCs, rock, everything. Beginning to end. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to John Master Jack, True Life. But Wake Up, something tapped into me. Ron said, when I woke up this morning, jumped out of my bed, I had some really fresh stuff going through my head. He was talking about how Melly Mel talked in the message. I'm from a ghetto.
That's what got me too, bro.
Yeah, and fucked up, if you say that, environment. But it was a dream that if I could change the world, or Curtis Blow, if I ruled the world, those type of positive things. We was having a conversation on our way here, me and Uncle P, man, and just saying, you know, you are what you eat pretty much. Negativity gonna bring you down. You wanna hang around people. EPMD used to say, nigga, if you hang with 9 broke niggas, guess what you gonna be?
The 10th one.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So with that song, out of Rock Box being my favorite song, me getting the commercial world, I learned to look for the hardcore on the record. The world gonna like the A side, but I want to know that carnage, that backroom boy shit. Yeah. So I recreated Wake Up in my own situation, my family and neighborhood situation.
A Southern way.
That part. and wrote that as a poem. And it was one of the poems that made this pamphlet that was in our state's capital. So I felt like this, if I could reach our state capital at 9 years old, imagine what I could do if I hang around and stay on this pen.
Yeah.
So I've been writing since 1983.
Practice made perfect.
Yes, sir.
People don't realize that.
I just turned 49, so more than half of my life. So 10 years minus the 50 years of help, 40 years I've been on this pen, man. 40, 41.
So so you've been writing. When was the first time you decided to step into the studio and hit that booth?
1985, be 2 years later.
Okay. You're a young dude.
We're 11 years old.
Already.
I've been recording since 11.
Who hooked you up with that? I mean, you had to be an older person.
I had a homeboy, man. Like I said, we from the bottom and the top. My great-grandmother moved to the top around that time, but she was right off Garfield Street. We lived in 4 shotgun houses. My great-grandmother, my mom and daddy house when they married, and 2 of the neighbors, neighborhood neighbors, you know what I mean? But when my grandma Goldie moved from the bottom to the top, I go stand at the top with her for the summer, me and my little brother, that type of thing. And we got cousins in them projects, 16th, 17th Street projects, you know, the birthplace of Tyrus Thomas. If you remember Tyrus Thomas from the Chicago Bulls.
I remember that name.
And LSU, yeah, that's my young cousin, you know. He's 6 foot, a baby Bigfoot, you know what I mean? But in those projects for those in our city. So I go to the top. And young, I had that sound mind, musically inclined. My older cousin, they knew what time it was with me. Yeah. Other cats used to say, man, what's wrong with your little cousin, man? Is he retarded? So I walk through the projects with my head like this here, and I hear music like I'm mixing on 2 turntables. I'm jamming while we walking to the corner stuff.
Yeah.
What's wrong with him, man? Nigga crazy? Nah, that nigga hear music all the time. So I had a homeboy that was light as me with hazel eyes, but the nigga name was Black. So Black said, you serious about that music? I said, yeah, man. He said, bro, I know an old guy in Glen Oaks. You know what I mean? Another area in Baton Rouge. His name Tommy Jefferson. That got a home studio, bro. And if you serious, bro, this his number, this, that, and the other. So I rush off and tell my mother.
Yes.
Hey, look, whoop, it's a place I could record. But keeping in mind, my uncle had homeboys and bands and festivals he played in. He moved to Miami in the 80s. That taught me the drums. So Unc gone, a few other unks around. But as far as my sit on his lap and learn how to really put my hands on it, you know.
Yeah.
He had left. So later on, I see some of his partners that had studios in the hood that I wasn't aware of. So I went way outside the hood to Glen Oaks on the strength of my guy, Black, and started recording with Tommy Jefferson in 1985. Rest in peace, you know. Some things happen. But in time, so since 1985, I've been recording. I ain't never stopped recording ever since.
It's your girl, Jazzy K with Super Tight TV. We want to thank everyone that's been watching. Hey, if you do us a favor and hit that subscribe button, also press the notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video.
Know I'm gonna get some game tuned in with Super Tight. Yeah, I get the low from Big Bobo from the front seat, not no photos.